know just where I be, dog. I ain't being cocky, but Philly what I'm reppin'. Watch me check it like it's hockey. I ain't tryna get it twisted. If you get it, then you got me. If you with it, cool. If not, I'll treat you like a Tamagotchi. I'ma let you down point. Yeah, I never disappoint.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Call of Duty Ranked Play. We're playing some Capture the Flag on Flag Tower. And I just want to say it, I am so glad to be back. And if you guys didn't even notice I was gone, because you probably didn't since there was uploads every day, I will go over that in the next NHL video. So it'll probably be 2 videos after this one will be that one. I'm going to talk about where I went, what I was doing, you know, my overall experience of my trip. But anyway, I am glad to be back from it. And while I was gone, the Call of Duty World League has been just going on. And the first 2 weeks of the Pro League of Division A have now come to a close, and I wanted to talk about it and kind of recap what I saw, you know, and everything, and you know, kind of talk a little bit about Division B and what I look forward for that. So let's just start off with the standings of the Pro League Division A, and this one. This is interesting because when we went in, Optic was not looking too great, you know, at NOLA and at Dallas and in the couple of 2Ks and everything leading up to those events. So I kind of figured Optic was definitely going to rebound. I don't think people expected them to come out right in the beginning and beat TK. However, they did that. So that hands TK their first LAN loss, or I think series loss, I don't remember, but either way, TK loses to Optic, so that's huge for Optic, obviously. So that's basically the top 2 teams right there. However, then you have the second place team in Rise Nation, who no one expected. I don't think people expected them to do that well. I think people were kind of placing them in like the 3rd, 4th position. However, they came out, I believe they beat TK as well. I might be wrong about that one, but I'm pretty sure Rise did very, very well. Then we have TK, the team that was on definitely the biggest high out of any team. So then you have TK in 3rd at 5-2. Now obviously you guys see the graphic up on screen, but 5-2 record, that's still good. Optic 6-1, Rise 6-1. I don't know who Rise lost to. I'm pretty sure it was Optic as well. Then TK, obviously, they're in the 3rd spot. They hold a tiebreaker over Red Reserve, who went 5-2. Then obviously you can see the map counts on the right-hand side there. Then this is where it kind of got interesting, because I think when I made the, I guess, preview video, I believe I had Echo Fox in at that number 4 spot, and I believe I had Red Reserve, and then I don't remember who I had after that. But Red Reserve obviously came out, got 4th, and then Echo Fox struggled. They struggled. 2-5, 9-16 map count. You know, definitely was not expecting that out of them. They were actually looking pretty good. You know, kind of facing off against the top teams, doing pretty well from what I can remember. And then the team I kind of skipped right over, Mind Freak, the APAC #1 team, comes in and puts up 5th place. Now, it's always kind of been that the APAC, which is the Australia-New Zealand region, they've always been behind on games. Always been behind. They had talent, but they just did not, like, have what it took to beat the top NA teams. And now, Mind Freak comes out. They play Optic Gaming. Actually, not even play Optic Gaming first. They played TK. Took them to a Game 5. TK ended up winning that. But still, Mind Freak comes out. I believe TK was up 2-0 if I remember correctly. And then Mind Freak win the next 2 games, which would be a CTF and a hardpoint, and come back in this last search and destroy and make it a Game 5. Like, that's pretty impressive for only having 2 wins out of the entirety of the league. Like, that's incredible. But then Mind Freak, like I said, loses in a Game 5 to TK, so lose 2-3. Then they go against Optic. Optic was 9-0 at that point in hardpoint. 9-0. Then they come out. Optic lose the first hardpoint. Optic then win the Search and Destroy. They win the CTF, so they go up 2-1. Mind Freak comes back and takes the 4th map hardpoint, and then they take the Game 5 S&D. But still, for a team that was 9-0 in hardpoint, they were obviously doing something correctly. but then they just lose to a team that's not near their level of competition. And then they lose both hardpoints for being 9-0. Like, that was super, super surprising. So I guess Mindfreak came out, and I don't know what clicked with them, but they started to show, you know, that they can be a top team, and they can take, you know, top talent to Game 5s and potentially beat them. So no one expected Mindfreak to be that well. Echo Fox, like I said, you know, didn't really expect to see him that low. Obviously, they're not the best of teams, but I pictured them in the 4th, 5th position, along with Red Reserve there. Then the final two teams, the two teams that will most likely go to relegation. Team Vitality, they could be a great European team. I don't really know too much about them, but I just don't feel like they have what it takes to compete. I mean, they did well, and you know, occasionally, but you know, I didn't really see much from them. Air Eternity. This is a team that originally was Doom Clan that came into the league with Ricky being their, you know, their veteran, I guess. And then they had basically 3 rookies, 3 S&D stars that just came out of nowhere. And, you know, he took a big risk on picking up these S&D stars, and it didn't really work out for him because they were 1-6. And they went 8-18, so I guess they had a little better map count percentage than Team Vitality, but I'm guessing that I would guess that Team Vitality beat Era at one point. I would guess. Not 100% sure on that, but either way. So you guys see it. Optic Gaming 6-1, 19-9 map count. Rise Nation number 2, 6-1 map count, 19-7 map count. Then you have TK in 3rd, 5-2. Red Reserve 5-2. Then like that's a definitive top 4 there. Then you have Mindfreak at number 5, 2-5. Echo Fox at position 6, 2-5 as well, and then you have these 7-8 teams at both 1-6, Team Vitality and Air Eternity. So after these 2 weeks of Division B, which we'll get to in a second here, you know, I don't really see the top 4 teams changing around too much. Potentially the bottom 4, and unless like Red Reserve or TK or Rise or Optic, unless one of those top 4 teams have a really, really bad, you know, I guess second part to their, I guess, 3rd, 4th weeks, then I don't really see that top 4 moving too much. Those records are pretty definitive there. So that's, I guess, good to see for Optic. I'm glad they rebounded, you know, only losing, I didn't even mention that they ended up losing to Red Reserve. I think they win a Search and Destroy in that game and lose both hardpoints and the CTF. So not really a great showing, but Red Reserve really had Optic's number in that series, in the last couple of series that they played. So I don't know what it is about Red, but they got Optic's number in that aspect. On to Division B now. We'll talk about it really quickly, and then, you know, probably after the first week, I'll make another video about this. But the Division B includes Luminosity Gaming, E-United, FaZe Clan, Team Envy, Evil Geniuses, Unilad, and Epsilon, along with Splice. Now, the only reason I left Splice to the end, even though they were ahead of the couple of teams there at the end, was Splice is actually playing with a substitute. Jerd was not able to be allowed into America or something. He had visa issues or some type of issues to where he's not able to play in the, I don't know if it's the first week or first part or what, but that's a huge blow to Splice because they are a projected top 4 team in this division, and now they are playing with Felony, former Rise Nation player, and I don't know what other teams he was really on, but I know Rise Nation was definitely probably the biggest spotlight he's had so far. But Splice obviously coming with a stand-in or a, you know, substitute, whatever you want to call him. But anyway, let's quickly talk about it. LG, you guys see the players up on the screen. LG, United, FaZe Clan, Envy, EG, Splice, Unilad, Epsilon. I don't see this going, you know, crazy at all. LG, I think, is definitely a top team right now. United as well. FaZe Clan, I don't think they're going to do as well as people think. They're probably going to end up like 3rd, 4th. Envy, I think, is absolutely going to choke and go like 6th, 7th, potentially 8th. EG, I see getting like 5th or 4th, 4th, 5th. Splice, same thing, 4th, 5th, or potentially up there. Unilad, I just don't think they have what it takes in this division, and Epsilon, same thing. I would say definitely if we had to pick a top 4, it would be Luminosity Gaming, or LG I should call them, E-United. I'd probably have to say Splice and EG, followed by FaZe, and then, you know, the Battle of the Europeans down there with Unilad and Epsilon. So I don't see this one being too crazy. I don't think Envy is going to do well at all. I think Luminosity, United, and EG are going to show what they can do on LAN and, you know, prove that they're the top 3 teams in this division. But for those, I guess, middle card, you know, Final 4 spot, it's going to be crazy. I think this one's going to be a lot closer than the other division, you know, just strictly based off of, you know, kind of those wild card teams such as, you know, FaZe, Envy, EG, Splice, Unilad, and Epsilon. You know, basically the bottom 6 on this list. You don't know what you're going to really get from them. But, you know, I'm really excited to see this one. I'm going to be watching, hopefully, as much as I can be, you know, while this division's going on. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.
I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body so I can take you wherever. Like, I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body.